All right, I'm over here at my brother-in-law's house. He's been so nice to let me get in his bus. He's on a mission. He's had a 1989 Greyhound bus that he purchased that he's going to change into an actual RV. So his goal is to take this thing and make it an RV. You want to be in the video? You want to be in the video?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to be in the video. So he's going to take this big RV he has. How long is this thing?
It's 40 foot.
40-foot RV, and I've watched him on his project, which is always a project, but he's taking the time right now to explain to me his battery system, and since I'm such the guy that talks about EVs and batteries, and he's very knowledgeable, so he has some things going on, and look at this. This is all part of the battery system?
The battery, it's a power plant.
Wow.
It's essentially the power plant for the electrical systems on board.
Wow.
For the fridge, the dishwasher, washer, dryer.
Yeah.
AC, mini split, all that stuff. So what we have here is we have a power plant that it can run off of a diesel generator that's on board.
Mm-hmm.
It can run off of shore power, 2 hot 50 amp legs.
Okay.
It can also run off of 2 hot legs powered from my solar through the batteries.
Okay.
So I got 15.5 kilowatts of lithium iron phosphate battery cells. They're managed by a Dali BMS battery management system.
Is that right here?
The red thing.
Oh, the red
front of the box.
Right. Yep, I see it.
Yeah, it's a Dali BMS. So what the Dali does, it takes the charge coming in when you're charging, and it makes sure that all these cells are charged evenly. That's the objective.
Okay.
So essentially what I have here is I have a 24 volt battery pack, 600 amp hours at 24 volts. When you figure it, it's like 1,200 watts per 8 per string of cells.
Okay.
So essentially, when you do the math, essentially,
Yeah.
it ends up being 15.5 kilowatts. I don't.
So
Don't worry about the math right now,
but for the person's clues to what we're talking about,
Yeah.
this gives you the option if you're out in the wilderness,
In boondock.
you can run your whole bus even without the solar panels for how many hours roughly?
It can give me essentially 15 kilowatts of continuous power
Yeah.
supply. So essentially, as long as I have a good sunny day,
Yeah.
I can pretty much go for 3 or 4 days off grid.
Okay. All right.
As long
But
as
if
I
you didn't have the solar panel, you get about a day.
I'd probably about 2 days.
Okay.
of
All right.
drain.
Okay.
So if I
So
was-
that's the whole. But here's I'm just trying to make sure people understand what's going on. This is a big battery pack system for, like we just said, you're off the grid,
Off grid.
and you can not have to rely on the generator
Right.
of the diesel or the plug-in at the RV place.
Campground. Yep.
So if you go really remotely,
Yeah.
but this is a lot of work. This is
It
a lot
is.
of money.
It's a lot of work and a lot of money that I didn't anticipate the cost actually once I got it all done, because you have the panels. The panels were the cheapest part because they're used commercial panels.
Solar panels.
Solar panels.
Did you put those on?
I put them on myself. I
right.
sourced them out of Arizona with
Yep.
a friend of mine. We bought 2 up, like a pallet
Okay.
of 14 panels. I got 6 on my roof. I got 2 in the garage.
Okay.
And there's 6 250 watt panels. So, because like I said, I got the 15.5 kilowatts of battery power. I got my BMS. This solar charge controller manages the collection of the power off the panels.
Okay.
It converts it to 24 volt DC,
All
runs
right.
it through the bus bars into the battery bank. Also, though, when the systems are on, it can also the power can go right into the inverter.
Right.
And run the bus systems, because it inverts from 24 volt to 120
Okay. Gotcha.
AC.
Right.
But then the power can also, what's left over that's not needed by the systems on the inverter, can run into the battery bank and
Right.
charge the battery bank.
But now, when I came over to visit, you're saying the lithium iron phosphate batteries you have are the
Right.
first generation.
Yeah, it's like the first
So-
generation of Life PO4.
So what would you advise another individual that goes this route? What would you advise them to do?
I would go with like the cattle or the EVE,
Yeah, the contemporary.
the more pouch cells. The
right,
pouch
right.
cells. They're essentially, those are encased in aluminum. They're painted blue on the sides.
Right.
These are physically, these are formed plastic containers that encase the equivalent of like a AA, bunch of AA batteries.
Right,
but
right,
like
right.
PO4.
Right. So you would go with the cattle.
I'd go
the
with the
Chinese,
cattle.
the contemporary amp technology, which they bought that from Texas University.
Yeah,
Did you
okay.
know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that came from the 90s.
Wow.
And a company took They took the
They had.
Obama monies back in the 2000, late 2000, to try to advance the EV agenda,
And they did.
and they never were able to get the buying of their technology, and they had to bankrupt the company. And a Chinese company bought that technology,
And took
and
it
now
forward.
they're the biggest
Catalyst.
supplier of this battery
Yeah.
infrastructure.
Yep. So you have cattle, you have EVE.
Yeah.
You have these are actually CALB, CALB. They
Okay.
call them.
Yeah.
These are like the old CALB cells. They're 100 amp hour, 3.2 volts per cell. I got 48 cells.
Okay. All
So
right.
essentially, I got it set up where it's like a 6P8S. So you got 6 sets of 8 cells
Right.
in parallel.
Right.
So one string is 8 cells. So
Okay,
6 times
so-
8 is 48.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you,
I
but
know.
the video got really long. But so what's going on right now is you are saying you have cells
Are out
that
of
are
balance.
not are out of balance. So what do you mean by their cells are out of balance?
So you have well, like I said, my 8 strings of cells.
Right.
Each string has a voltage,
Okay.
and typically the voltages for each string of cells have to be close or equal.
Right.
In my situation, they're off by about 0.25 volts.
That's it.
It's the worst case. But you figure with a 3.2 nominal,
Yeah.
0.25 volt difference is a big deal.
Okay.
So what's happened is my BMS is protecting the battery bank because of the out of voltage situation, and won't let me run my power. It's essentially keeping the system shut down.
Even the 120.
Even it can't run anything.
Anything. It's totally locked down all
Yeah, it's
of
protecting.
the amperage that you could use in this bus.
Right, because I've set my inverter charger to be battery primary, shore power backup.
Right.
But if the battery is down, shore power's down.
Okay. So do you think that these are going to have to be replaced?
No, I have to top balance them, which is you take a tabletop voltage charger.
Yeah. Right.
And you'll set it to a desired voltage. So in this case, I want to set it to like 27 volts, which is nearly fully charged.
How many amp?
It'll be like 6 amps. It's
Okay.
basically a trickle charger.
Right.
It's a desktop trickle charger, and it's like digital. So you set the desired voltage,
Right.
and then you click, you connect to the negative
Right.
and the positive. And
So you're
it'll-
saying you're going to connect there
Yep,
and way over
and
there,
over here.
and then that is going to
Bring the entire
manage
pack.
all the pack. That's pretty
it'll
cool.
bring the entire pack
Wow.
up to 27 volts. But it'll do it in such a gentle manner that it'll prevent any string of cells getting deviating. It'll
Right.
bring all of them up.
Okay, all
And
right.
at some point, I'll be able to turn the BMS back on.
Yeah.
Once it gets into a state where it's accepting the charge,
Okay.
it'll then help to manage the balance
Right. So this is what's
while it's
interesting.
charging.
This is interesting. Here's your main 12-volt battery right here.
Yeah,
is that right?
It powers a 12-volt side of the house.
Right.
Because I have 120
Right.
and I have 12.
Right.
Yeah, so I have
So-
like some 12-volt systems, like my bathroom lights
Right.
and my toilet solenoid,
Right.
and I have a water pump, shower pump,
Yep.
and I think that's it. Right now, that's
Right.
my 12-volt systems.
Nothing to do with instrumentation or the motor
No.
or anything. That's
Totally
all
separate.
separate. Those batteries are in the back.
Yeah, actually the bus batteries are 24-volt start batteries
Right.
that are underneath, just forward of the diesel tank.
Okay.
They're on the
Wow.
front right side
Wow.
of the
Jeez.
roadside.
This thing in so many ways is an electric vehicle.
It is essentially it is using EV technology,
Right.
but a very kind of rudimentary compared to the Tesla.
Yeah.
This is very rudimentary.
Okay.
No motors,
Right. Right.
nothing exotic like that.
Right. Right. So you go back 20, 30 years ago, was this even happening?
No, this didn't exist. This they didn't have. You had to use AGM or lead acid batteries.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Life PO4 in just the last 5 years
Yeah.
has really displaced AGM and lead acid
Okay.
as the battery storage
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
camping on campers.
All right, well, let's take a walk around. Can we walk around the bus
Yeah.
and show, hey, Lee, if you don't want to be in it?
Yeah, I don't want to be in it. But
Okay, I'll just go high above. Don't worry. So we're going to go here.
Okay.
I want to show the outside.
Okay,
of
but
the,
I was going to just show you this, Gary. This will kind of give you an idea of what
the
we're
stages.
what could happen. Yeah, this. Hold on, let me see if I can find the
Well, we'll
picture.
get that. Let me do some video.
Okay,
Let me do some video, and we'll show that later. Because I want, people right now seeing the video, and they're seeing how we're walking through a 1989 Greyhound bus that was over-the-road bus. Was it a East-West Coast? East Coast, you even know?
Rochester, New York.
So it went from the East Coast to the West Coast.
No, it occupied inner city routes on the East Coast.
On the East Coast.
Okay. So, you bought this how long ago?
2017.
Okay, so
It was partially converted.
right,
Time.
right. But since I've seen it, all the windows. These are new windows.
Yeah, these are motion windows
Okay.
from Peninsula Glass out of Seattle,
Okay.
Washington. They are made to fit.
Okay.
These replaced the single tilt-out windows that are stock on this bus.
Okay.
So they're made for this,
Right.
and that's aluminum panel.
Did you put that in?
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
Pulled
but
all the old windows out, put in 6 motion windows on the bus, 3 per side.
okay. But the bottom's all the same for the most
Bottom's
part.
all the same.
Okay. So
Still have the start batteries that I referred to are right here.
wow.
2 8D batteries. These are AGMs,
Right.
zero maintenance.
Right. But now here's a question for you, because when I've left my bikes out here, my trailers, you're right across from the ocean.
Right.
So you mentioned earlier. Do you think the salt is kind of doing anything or no?
No, well, it can to my the connections on my lithium batteries.
Okay.
With these batteries, I sprayed them with that lubricant type for the connections.
Yeah, I get you.
So it covers and protects the metal so it doesn't corrode.
Do you have to do that every so many months? Or?
No, this is one. It's do it once and forget it.
Okay.
As long as you don't take the connectors off,
Right.
it essentially protects it
Right.
from corrosion.
And I swear you were doing something to your front end a while back.
Yeah, I had to replace a dryer. What it does is it dries the air that's coming through the air system,
Yeah.
and I also put new
For
shocks
the air
on.
brakes you're talking about?
No, just for the air ride.
Oh, really? For
it
the air
rides on
ride
air-
suspension?
It rides on airbags.
Oh my
So it's
gosh.
got one big airbag. It's Goodyear
Right.
airbag.
Right.
One per drive wheel,
Right.
or one per steer wheel. I'm sorry.
Right.
So I put new shocks, Monroe's.
You did this by yourself?
Yeah, did it in my
Good
driveway.
Lord.
Put in new airbags,
Wow.
and I replaced the air dryer, which sits on the bulkhead between the front wheels.
So for the air compressor, it takes all the moisture out.
The air dryer does,
Right.
and it exhausts it out the bottom.
Okay.
When you'll reach peak air pressure, and you hear it go
Right. Yeah, yeah.
like whenever you hear an air.
Okay. All
a
right.
truck that has
That's
air
impressive. I mean, it's a lot of, that's hard work. I mean, that's heavy as hell, hard work. Okay, so as we work our way back, I thought you did, well, let's look at the, this
this
is the
has
old
a-
storage for the,
This is a hydraulic
wow.
lift. This bus was wheelchair compatible back in the 90s.
okay.
And this is the old wheelchair compatible tech. Now the buses that have wheelchair access, you literally wheel right in, they lift you right up. But in the old days, they had this.
Yeah.
This 600-pound maximum capacity lift
Yeah.
has 2 piston-driven hydraulic
Good
presses
Lord.
that are chain-driven. It'll lower this thing. The ramp comes up. It lowers it. You'd wheel in on your wheelchair. It would lift you right up. Now, when this was a fully seated bus, there was like a box, like a compartment
An access.
around the lift,
Right.
where the person on the wheelchair would sit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty
the
cool.
guy that did the partial conversion, he had restored the lift
Right.
because he had a peg leg.
And this is the BMS right here.
The BMS for the Ledge VO4 battery bank.
Right, so it's abbreviation battery management system,
yeah.
right? Okay.
It's a 500
All right.
amp.
Okay, good. All right.
Movable.
So there's that, and you set all that up. You built that whole cradle and everything, right?
Yeah, the entire power system I implemented inside
Okay.
the bus.
All right.
Of course, you have your hot water onboard tools,
All right.
3/4, 1 inch, half, 3/8, and 1/4 drive wrenches and ratchets, and
Right.
because everything's bigger on a bus.
Right. Did
Bigger
you ever
wrenches.
Did you ever do any brake work back here?
Thankfully, the guy that I bought it from had gone through the brakes.
Yeah.
He had never got around to touching the air system on the front.
Right.
And of course, then in the back, you got the Detroit
All right.
6V92 TA.
Oh my gosh. It's like a boat motor.
It's a 6V92. It's V6, 92 cubic inches per cylinder.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
6x92 comes out to like 548
Yeah, yeah, right.
or 572 cubic inches.
Right.
And so it's got the blower, which is not really a supercharger. It just moves air into the cylinders.
Yeah.
But the turbo adds power.
So your
that's an
turbo is right here,
Yep.
right here, right?
I think it's
So-
an Eaton turbo,
Okay.
and it sounds just like a diesel Greyhound going down the road.
How many
Hear that
miles?
whine?
Yeah, how many miles are on that motor? Do you even know?
Probably around 100,000.
This
They're
is
good
so
for
weird.
About a $250,000.
So this drive belt.
Drives the air. That runs the fans.
Oh, okay, that's it.
It just pure. That's its only purpose is to. There's like what they call a squirrel cage up above here.
Right.
Lift this panel out.
Right.
And it's got these two shaft-driven. I want to call them not motors as much as
Right.
devices that pull air in on either side of the back.
Now, what is this? A
It's
switch?
like an
switch
air
relief?
relief valve.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure what it actually drives.
Good Lord! Now, how many quarts roll does this thing take? 20
Gallons. 8
Right.
gallons.
Good Lord! Now, how much horse
40 diesel.
and how much horsepower do you think this thing has?
They're typically around 300 horse, but it's really the
Right,
torque.
right. What do you think
You're
the
talking
torque
about
is?
about 1,000 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow! Oh my gosh! It's incredible the weight of that motor in
It's
itself.
yes, it's essentially stainless steel,
Really?
which is very dense. Compared to cast iron,
Oh yeah!
it puts cast iron to shame.
Wow!
Yeah, the metal is, of course they're all sleeved
Yeah.
with steel.
Right.
The cranks, everything is heavier.
Now, do you run this every now and then? Just make sure.
Occasionally, yeah, just it fires right up.
Really? Just kapoom, just like that.
I mean, you barely turn the key because there's no spark, right? It's all pressure driven.
Right,
Because
yeah,
there's no glow plug.
There's no glow plug.
This is 1930 diesel technology from Detroit.
Really?
It's literally compression
Wow.
and air.
Wow.
So
That's
as long as it's
crazy.
moving air, it literally will. That's why they can run away. That's why you have like this air valve right here that if it.
It would never turn off.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Unless you run out of fuel
Right.
or air.
Right.
So when it's
Choke
running,
it. Yeah, you choke
you can
it.
choke it
Right.
essentially, and it'll die out.
Right. Okay. All right. Are you going to change out the back lights, or that's good enough for you?
They're as long as they
Doesn't
work.
doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah,
The aesthetics.
pretty much, there's a shore power,
Okay.
just like on a boat.
Right.
It's a twist, twist on, twist
Right.
off.
Right. Yep. Yep.
I got it plugged right into my shore power box.
Right.
I got 50, 30, and 20 amp,
Right.
so I can run tools off the back, near the back of the bus if I need to.
But you're now on solar panel on top, so you're even doing that with your solar panel.
I purely backup. The shore
Yeah.
power is purely backup.
Okay. All right.
So it's just a fail safe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Kind of kept the colors.
Yeah. Well, I tried. I painted these, of course.
Yeah.
Literally just rolled the paint on. It's just enamel.
You would never know that.
White enamel.
Looks pretty good.
Well, with all the creases and rivets, there's no sense in really spraying it. But
Right.
It's never going to be smooth.
Right.
It's been on the road and.
Yeah.
But,
Well, so
yeah.
so will you ever put like a backup camera on it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got a wireless camera I want to put on it. It'll be right below the rear lights. And
Okay.
It'll be wireless to a little, about the size of a smartphone.
Right.
Put it right on your cockpit. Has gradients, so you know how
Yeah.
close you are to things behind
That's
you.
nice. That's
But
perfect.
it really gives you a bird's eye view of what's behind you
Yeah.
and coming up on either side.
Okay.
Because
Well, that's
with the long
great.
bus,
So you can
kinda-
leave it on, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
That's a
you
great
it's
idea.
It's on full time when the bus is running.
So the tires look in great shape.
Yeah, they're old Kumhos, like I guess you call them like snow tires.
Right.
And the guy, they're probably out of date because you're supposed to change them every 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
That'd
but
be pricey.
They are very pricey.
Well, if I was going to show dry rot, I wouldn't worry
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
what
You know
I
what I mean?
figure. Like,
I
'cause
mean-
I've really not, used it that much. It's been work more than anything.
Yeah, it's your,
Working on-
well, it's the man cave.
Yeah, and it's
I mean, come on. This is your man cave. I mean, look at the view you have now. The neighbor bulldozed their house. Did they sell a property or just bulldoze it to make something different?
Getting ready to build.
Really?
Going to put another house on the property.
Wow.
Yeah, but we had other stuff on this side, Gary.
Okay, well, come on over here. And,
Essentially, you have the 7.5 kilowatt, not Detroit, but
right.
Kubota. Got a Kubota generator.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be an Onan or something else.
It's got that blue Kubota,
Oh, wow. That's a very cool, that's a great motor.
3-cylinder.
Yep. And this was already here when
Already
you bought it,
installed
right?
by it starts right out. It's got, now this has glow plugs.
Yeah, don't start because you got your, well, whatever you want to
It's
do.
okay. It's not on It's on
You're
shore
separate on
power
battery,
now.
right? Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, don't worry
It's
about
been
it.
a while.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. It's
But
all
it-
right. Good.
Yep.
And you got the little exhaust pipe there.
Yep.
Cool.
And I got a switch. So right now, see, it's on shore.
Yeah.
It can be off or also on generator
Yeah.
instead of shore. It produces 2 hot 50 amp legs.
Oh, nice. I
So
see
you
it.
can run it completely on generator.
So you can do a 220 and a 120.
Yeah.
Really?
Matter of fact, right off of this, you can run a welder off of this. Like if you're working on the road.
Yeah, right. That's pretty
and
cool.
you have to like fix it.
Yeah, yeah.
You got your diesel. I mean, you got your.
Yeah, you got your
220
220 for welding something up,
You
something
can do a
broke.
30 amp plug or a 20 amp plug.
That's pretty cool.
The guy was pretty smart when he did it because he wired all these off of breakers,
Right.
so you can keep them all off or selectively turn them on.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty handy. Now this is an impressive water distribution system.
Right.
This he put a lot of work into, as you can tell.
Oh my gosh.
It's a PEX water system.
Yeah.
You know, PEX tubing,
Yep.
shark fittings,
Right.
compression
Wow.
fittings.
No, so the guy that had for you did all this.
Yeah, he did it all.
Wow.
There's a black water. No, that's
Yep.
gray water, and black water's in here.
So what's your tank sizes?
50.
Well, how
50
long will
black.
that last you?
I guess if you don't take too many shits,
There you go.
you'll be all right.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think the gray water is about the same size as black water,
Right.
but it's got a valve here that it takes the gray or the black through these valves
Yeah, to pump it.
to release it.
Yeah.
This thing comes in underneath. It's really handy how he did this. He set it up so you could bring it in underneath.
Oh yeah.
Very. I got it backwards. Anyway,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
it
That's
would
a great
basically
idea.
be
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
something like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's exactly how it would work.
Right. I get it.
And of course, when I bought it, it had a lot of propane stuff on it. It's got this massive propane tank.
Wow.
Right now, the only thing I got that uses propane is the grill.
Okay.
Before it had hot water and a fridge that could run off of propane, which I replaced. The water heater is purely electric. now.
Yeah. Right.
Just a
Okay.
Bosch
Right.
8
Right.
gallon.
Right. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you see, it used to have fridge, used to be water heater.
Yeah, I
it's
see
just-
that. Yeah.
Now it's just for the grill.
Right. Okay.
Probably I'll take that out at some point because it takes up valuable space,
Right.
and it's a hazard.
Right. And you can put your own little mini tank on that.
Exactly.
Right. Nice. Okay.
Yep.
I see your big ass jack. That's air.
No, it's an air pneumatic.
So your air compressor is
So the bus itself, it's got its own air compressor.
so the airbag system. So it's in. Where is that? But where is that air compressor?
It's on the side of the engine,
Oh wow, on the right hand side.
back by the starter. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So it can produce enough air to run this bus.
Okay.
But you can also use like a portable air compressor.
Yeah.
You can plug it in the front or the right rear corner to air up the system
Yeah, I get you.
without
right.
running the bus.
Now, what is in here with this big
Oh, that's
air?
my mini split.
Your mini split.
Yeah, that's the condenser, I guess you'd call it.
Okay.
Just like you have your heat pump in
Yep.
your house.
Right.
Got your condenser. I got the mini split up here
Okay.
inside the bus,
Right. I saw that.
and that's the radiator for the generator.
So right now, it sounds like mechanically wise, you got this thing in pretty good order. It's just
Yeah.
more about the aesthetics
Finishing,
of the
yeah.
interior, right?
Yep.
So you're kind of getting there.
I'm getting there.
And
It's all just finishing. I got to replace these rusty rivets with stainless.
what are you gonna do about the glass? Will this clean
I
up?
can actually, you have to have the new glass put in because the seal went bad, so the moisture got in between the panes.
Okay.
So Peninsula can actually do that as well.
Right.
You can ship them off to them, and they'll cut.
So for the
glass.
RV enthusiast that likes to be the handyman, caveman,
This is
long-term project on this type of, I mean, do you mind disclosing what you think in the end, how much money you'll have into this?
I'll probably have 50 in it.
Okay.
50 grand.
Versus
Total.
a guy goes by, I mean, of course it's not going to be
Half a
brand new,
mil.
but let's just say a relatively decent used
Oh yeah.
bus. What
Probably
would you
around
think?
150.
Okay.
If you bought something that was not a conversion.
Right.
But if you buy a Prevost, the ones that are kind of coming out of service now,
Yeah.
you can get them for anywhere from about 80 to the sky's the limit.
Really?
Yeah.
So in the end, you think you're always going to be 30 to 50 conservative ahead.
Right.
and it has just your own personal thing.
And I'll know how everything works.
Right. That's pretty awesome.
I will
Okay.
not. I mean, if something like the battery bank conks out or the
Yeah.
generator conks out,
Right.
I can pretty much troubleshoot it,
Yeah.
order the parts, and
Right.
save labor.
Okay.
Now, granted, if it burns a wheel bearing, I might be at the mercy of a truck repair shop.
Oh, sure. Right.
that-
Yeah.
The
Right.
convenience of getting it towed and
Right.
having somebody with that, a better back than me.
So this 818.
That's when it was licensed in New York State.
So
It was like a permit to be driven by the guy
so
that
so
had it before me.
right. So okay. So 6 years ago that was
Yeah.
permitted.
Yeah,
Right.
and that was only in New York.
Right.
But see, that doesn't apply down here because, of course, we're in Florida. As long as I have a motorhome license plate,
Yeah. You're good.
it's registered.
So what's your thoughts of once you kind of get this all done? Is your thought you're going to go across the country eventually with it? I mean, is that
Coast to
kind of your
coast.
thought?
Coast to coast.
That's your vision.
It's my RV.
That's
my
your dream.
retirement RV,
Go disappear for a month or so.
or any number of months, really.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up at that because it's a long video,
Yep.
but I just thought it would be pretty cool for anybody out there because there's a lot of people that do this stuff. It's a big industry.
Matter of fact, right now there's something called the Schoolie Swarm. That's up in Melrose, Florida, and there's a gathering of all like-minded people like this.
Oh wow! What is it called?
It's called the Schoolie Swarm.
Schoolie Swarm.
it started by-
SCHOOLEY.
Actually, SKOOLIE.
Oh, Schoolie.
So people that have bought school buses and
Gotcha.
converted them into RVs.
That's when it makes sense. School.
But now it includes anybody that's built a conversion,
Right.
whether it's a transport from the airport with all the glass windows, people, go to
Yeah.
the Hertz parking lot and stuff.
Sure, right.
People convert those. They convert these over-the-road jobs.
Right.
They convert the flat or the long-nose school buses. It's anything goes.
And do they meet like once a year, or what do you?
As a matter of fact, they come to Melrose once a year,
Yeah.
but they have other places around the country. They're setting up swarms.
Yeah. What's
come
their
together.
website?
SchoolieSwarm.com.
Okay. All right. So there, anybody out there that's interested in creating your own little, which is a big thing. I've done some car shows where a couple was there with an old school bus that they converted. Really cool. I had a great video on that couple there.
It can be
So
as simple or as elaborate as your skills allow.
and your checking account.
And your checking account. Ultimately, the more you can do yourself, the more you save, of course.
Right. Okay. And then you just put the solar panels in your home. How long ago?
2 years.
Oh,
no,
really?
The home panels
Yeah.
last summer.
Doesn't say. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I
it's
left.
9.2
So,
kilowatts.
so would you recommend that to anybody out there? Have you seen a big drastic? I mean, your electric bill's no longer.
All I pay is for the meter. When the meter's like $30 a month.
Right.
So normally, on average,
Yeah.
I'll either pay just $30 a month or I'll pay nothing a month.
Right. And
Right
so
now in the
Sun
wintertime-
Solar did this. Is this part of Elon Musk's operation or Solar
it's
City?
Sunrun.
Sunrun.
Yeah, Sunrun Solar.
Is that part of the? I don't think it is it?
No, it's not
Maybe
Tesla.
part of Ford's project.
I'm not
They used to
sure.
reach out to me for my electric vehicles. So you're happy it's been reliable?
Yeah, it's 9.2 kilowatts panels
Right.
and a 7.6 kilowatt inverter on the side of the house that converts the 460 volts to AC to go out to the
120.
yeah. And what's nice is during the day, the panels are providing my power,
Okay.
and then anything that's left over goes back to the utility as credit.
Right. That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
So you get right.
yeah.
So they
essentially-
send you a check
No, they just give me a credit on my bill.
for the meter. You mean?
Yeah,
The $35
yeah,
meter.
a bill. I have automatic payment for the meter.
Right. But you're packing. You're putting energy back into the system.
Yeah, as long as I.
But
Yeah, and typically at night, of course, then I'm on the grid because no sun, right?
right. But I thought they had like Elon Musk's vision is he has a big ass battery pack.
Yeah, that's
So
we don't
that
have
you.
the storage.
But I'm just saying that's out there, right?
It is. You'd have to buy, and that's kind of like the downside is you don't have any choice on batteries.
Yeah.
Whoever like Sunrun, you can only use the battery they will allow.
The backup
is-
battery.
Yeah.
But you have one of those. You opted out of that.
No, I didn't.
But you
wanna-
could spend the money to get that.
Ultimately, when I have this system paid off, I'm gonna hack it.
Ha! I love it.
I'm gonna hack it.
Runs in the
I'm gonna-
family.
just like Schoolie Swarm,
Yeah.
I'm going to find a way to bypass whatever, because it's my system at that point. I
Yeah, right.
legally own
Right,
it once I
right.
paid it off.
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to find a way to build my own battery bank and put
That's
it
a
in the
great
garage.
idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. You'll have your own how-to videos on how to
hack it.
how to escape the system.
As long
right?
as Tico doesn't find me or shut off my power.
All right, I'm going to wrap it at that. Hey, thanks, Sarah, for sharing your. You've got a lovely view. This is just a beautiful view down here. He's very nice. He lets me come and bring my trailers down here and be a nuisance in his yard. So I appreciate that. And or park my car over here because the association won't let any stuff happen at my parents' house. So anyways, great place. We love it. And there you go. Ace HTV adventure, the bus adventure, the schooling adventure. And stay tuned for more conversations. Have a great day. It's a wrap. It's a wrap at my sister and brother-in-law's house. And we're going to head it on back to the popcorn house and see what they're doing, right? What Nancy's are doing. But hey, how's the truck look? How does the truck look with that color trailer? A little better than blue contrast. So let's get up here in the big rig. And what a beautiful view. And this house has been in my family for quite a while. So just so you know, my brother's done a ton of work on that house. Probably more than he wants to talk about. I can promise you that. So just another great video. Appreciate my brother-in-law. Take some time. You know, that's the man cave. That's his outlet. That's what we all need in life. Can't emphasize enough for anybody out there that can have their you can have something in life to have an escape, an outlet. That's why I have my channel, because I just love having all these nice cars and trucks and motorcycles. I'm sure so many other people can relate with me. You got to have an escape. And that's just beautiful. It's a shame they're going to build a house because you lose the view. But what do you think that property is going to sell for? It's just so crazy. If I should have bought property down here years ago, I didn't do it. I should have. Too damn busy out buying cars and trucks and other crap. So, yep. Hello. Duh. I get it. But oh well. So anyways, that's it. Call it a wrap. And stay tuned. Oh, you know, I just made a short video called Muppets Day. And I don't know if people saw it, but this morning in my morning conversation of videos, I should have set up my video, Happy Muppets Day, because if we don't have a sitting authority that is what we all believe is a Muppet, then yeah, right. Yeah, it should be called Happy Muppets Day, not Happy President's Day. It's not. It's Muppets Day. Yeah, it's bad. I'll be the first one to say it. I don't know. I took a little different path, and I do. These streets just run parallel. It's Florida. Come on, right? So, all right, wrap it up. So go have a beer on me. Beer on you. Are you kidding me? Yeah, go have a Muppets Day. God bless. Stay safe. Have a great day.